Hello, I'm Lesley Logan, and I am going to talk to you about how to build up to the back bend after thigh stretch. And so this is one of the most advanced exercises, not the most, but one of the most advanced exercises that you can do on the actual reformer here. And so I'm going to show you actually how to build up to it so that I'm building up with you, and then I'll show you the actual exercise. So you do... if you know thigh stretch, then you know that, and then there's a big back bend after it. So what we're going to focus on is how do we get ourselves ready for that? One of the ways is actually to do a swan prep. So yes, the big swan would be amazing, but we're building our way up. So I'm going to go out of a little bit of a reformer order just to show you. So first thing I would do is a swan prep. That's 2 springs on, and then place your hands on the foot bar, legs up and long, and then just work on getting that extension in the upper back while working the legs. So you should feel your hamstrings here, you should feel your glutes here, you're opening the front of the hip, and you're warming up that upper back. Then I would go to your pull straps. So that is going to be 1 spring, and I would do both pull straps. I'll show you one of them, but I would do both pull straps 1 and 2, and focusing on that extension that you can do there. So that way you're really working on the extension being the upper back and not the lower back, right? Then what I would do is I would do your big swan next. Like that would be really incredible for us to do. We're gonna skip ahead. I would then do your Upstretch combo. So I'll do that on 1 spring since I'm talking you through it. It is typically done on 2 springs, but you're here and you're working this combo. And the reason for this is that how this prepares you for that back bend is that you have to stay in your muscles throughout. You can never just like hang out in the flexibility of your back bend. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to return home when you do that back bend that's coming up. And then of course we need to do our thigh stretch. So that is 3 springs. And it doesn't really matter how low you go in a thigh stretch. That's not what says you're ready for the back bend, but that you can stay in a straight line, and you should feel this in your legs. If I use the straps to bring me up, then that's cheating. I have to be able to use my own legs to help me up, and then I should be able to do this back bend without shoving the lower back forward. So when you're ready, when you're feeling ready to do this back bend, first of all, the first several times you do it, you should have a spotter, because you're going to want to feel like you've got someone there to help you. And then you have to remember that it's a thigh stretch that happens after it's a back bend that happens after the thigh stretch, not some other random time. So you want to include your thigh stretch here. So you're going to lean back with the thighs and then include the back bend, and then you can do the pumps, and then you come up and round forward. You don't have to do all of that at the same time though, right? So what I would suggest, if you're wanting to make this be part of your practice, really focus on making sure your back bends are up in your upper back, and that when you do thigh stretch, you're not relying on the springs to lift you up. If you have access to other equipment, I would make sure that you're doing spread eagle here on the Cadillac. I would definitely make sure you're doing rolling in and out here without hanging off of the springs, and you're doing your big swan there plus a reverse push through. You want to have as much range of motion here in your shoulders as possible and a lot of reach to those legs. So it's a great exercise. It's definitely one to aspire to, but you have to build the strength up. Otherwise, it's going to only end up in your lower back. It's not going to feel good, and you're not going to feel confident coming out of it. Another reason why to have a spotter in the beginning. So thank you for the person who sent in that question, that it's an exercise they've been wanting to build up to from our flashcard deck. That is amazing. At OPC, onlinepilatesclasses.com, we do have flashcards for the mat, reformer, and Cadillac. And so if you're seeing an exercise like, I want to build up to this, and you want to have a plan for that, you can let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're an OPC member, you can ask me every day of the week. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you later.